Hello everyone, the theme here, and I want to take a moment to talk about Capcom. Oh, Capcom, Capcom, Capcom. Oh, the 80s, the 90s, and earlier in the millennium, Capcom thrived in the video game industry, bringing such titles like Mega Man. Of course, you had the fighting games like Street Fighter, Darkstalkers, all that. You had the shooters like 1942, 1943. Then later on, you had UN Squadron. You had beat 'em ups like Final Fight. Oh my God, Magic Sword, and even in the arcades they thrived with Alien vs Predator and things like Doubles and Dragons that they had to beat 'em ups and stuff like that. Oh my God, the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the Genesis, the Sega freaking Saturn, the PlayStation, the Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, all of those systems had great games from Capcom along with the arcades. Mars Matrix, Giga Wing, man, some of the greatest shooters ever. Capcom is now considering, putting games on the PS4 besides Street Fighter. Street Fighter 5, that's pretty much a lock, and you'll probably see Street Fighter 5 Turbo and Street Fighter 6 within the next 6 to 10 years. But I digress on that. Capcom is thinking about putting more titles on the PS4. Now, while in my opinion, it should be for all of the consoles, but I digress on that too. That's a subject for another time. But if Capcom is going to go this route, they shouldn't just make new games. They should bring back old franchises that we all know and love and keep them coming, as far as still making them good and not breaking them. Resident Evil should make a triumphant return. I mean, now we have no chance of seeing Mega Man, which makes me want to tear my brains out. But once again, Street Fighter 5 is a lock, that's fine. Bring back Lost Planet, bring back what we want to see. Breath of Fire, an actual sequel, not that mobile bullshit that they just came out with a little bit while back. No! I'm talking about a real Breath of Fire freaking sequel that we will all play and be like, and we can remember Breath of Fire the way it used to be, and then like, oh my God, this is actually good, and people will even see Breath of Fire like, wow, I gotta pick that shit up. Yeah, that's gonna be, yeah. But a Breath of Fire on a freaking console, this day and age, especially with the technology and stuff like that, yeah, they can make it 2D or 3D, and it won't even matter if the story is great and the gameplay is the way we remember it. Breath of Fire would be totally freaking awesome. Hey, bring back some shooters, like I said before, with UN Squadron. That was great. Hell, 1942, 1943, and don't just bring them out and remaster them. Don't just just add a couple of graphics and that's it. No, build them from the ground up. Because it's like, all right, you have the technology now as far as making things way better than what they used to be as far as graphics and sounds and everything like that. Yes, keep true to the formula that make those games great in the first place. But at the same time, just make them and just keep them the same way that they were back then. Fun and easy to pick up and play. Ghosts and Goblins. Yes, we had one on the PSP, Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, which I have yet to beat. That's the only Ghosts and Goblins I haven't beat. Maximo was cool, but just bring back Ghosts and Goblins in its 2D form. Yeah, and all the magic and all the stuff like that, and keep it as difficult as it was. If they can if Rare Replay can bring back Battletoads, then Ghosts and Goblins can be brought back, and it can be as difficult as it was before. Don't give these new gamers any slack like that. Oh, God, no. Make it as hard as it was before. Bring it back. Like I said, if you're going to make Maximo, that's fine. Maximo's cool, too. But I would rather have Ghosts and Goblins. That's just me. If you had, and here's another thing. If you could have people making homebrews about Streets of Rage Remake, then you can make a Final Fight in 2D, a longer game, a beat 'em up. Beat 'em ups are too far in between and just practically dead. If you bring back Final Fight, that would be a good thing, right? Hell, Capcom, just go back to where you used to be. If you're gonna do this, then do it correctly. And I'll say this right now: if Power Stone 3 or if Rival Schools 3 comes out for these next-gen consoles, oh my God, I'll be pressed to get one of them. I don't care if it's a PS4 or Xbox One, but I will be like, oh yeah, oh my God, they actually did what they wanted. I wanted to do. You know what, Capcom? Please, you want this? You want my money? Then God damn it, you bring out the titles that I just named, then it's my money you shall have. It's just as simple as that. Just bring out that shit, just bring out what we want, and be like, hey, Capcom can dig themselves out of the grave that they are in gaming right now. Everybody wants to see good games, and everyone it's just like, all right, Capcom, what the hell are you doing? You know, you're not making Mighty Number 9 is gonna be cool, but what about Mega freaking Man? I mean, hell, I would like to see, like I say, Rival Schools 3, Power Stone 3 on the next gen console. Think about that. Rival Schools, not, and don't make it a one button matching combos and stuff like that. Oh no, not like Marvel's Capcom 3, an actual Rival Schools 3. Put that shit online, call it a day. Then you have Power Stone 3. Come on, 4 players online, like the way it used to be. Smash Brothers will have a run for its money, I'll tell you that, if they did that. I love that freaking game. I still play it for the Dreamcast to this day, but once again, I digress. But there are so many weapons that Capcom can actually use to either bring back or to keep going. And like I said before, it shouldn't just be for the PlayStation 4, but it's a start. They help Capcom get out of the grave and have not, because every time people, yeah, like I said, people, Capcom, people have lost their trust, they have lost their loyalty to Capcom. But this could help bring them back to the way they used to be. And I hope that they do, because gaming as of right now, you know, they could really use it. They could really use Capcom and all those great titles and bring back, you know, not bring back, create a lot of other new titles that could just make the industry thrive once again like it did in the 80s and the 90s and earlier in the millennium. So, oh God, Capcom, I just love, you know, the things that you used to do back then. But once again, I digress. Anyway, that's my little mini rant about Capcom or whatever. If you know, have any comments, you know, feel free to comment below. You know, any suggestions or whatever. You know, subscribe if you want. But until then, this is the theme, and I'll see you later. Credits.